Going live in 3, 2, 1. What's up, Bitcoin heads? Hope all is well for you today. As soon as I start talking, I get a cat jumping on my lap. And this cat has polydactylism. Am I saying that right? Yeah, it's in polydactylism. She's got like 18 front claws, so that feels good. Okay, where was I before that happened? Let's keep the video going. I want to make an unbiased video, folks. I got a little different camera angle here. Hopefully that's a little better. I'll make an unbiased video here. It's a real easy thing to do. Hi, Grizz. You'll say hi. My name's Grizz. My name's Grizz. I got one eye, and I'm a Bitcoin speculator. They call me the Sneeze. Unbiased videos. Biased videos are real easy to make. My recently biased video was I didn't realize I was making it. It was a while back, and I had made a mistake in a day trade. And I see it a lot now that I recognize it. I see like YouTubers are likely stuck in positions, and they'll make biased videos. And if they're not stuck in a position, biased, right? So like if you're on YouTube right now looking for Bitcoin videos to watch, you're probably clicking on the ones that are going to fit your bias, right? If so like if you're stuck in a long, you're naturally going to look and click on the titles and channels on YouTube that are saying Bitcoin's about to pump, about to go to 80,000, 100,000, $1 million. Those are probably the videos you're going to click on. It's just how this works. This is basically a giant psychological market. And before I go down a rabbit hole, let me make this video about what I was going to try to do. Try to make an unbiased video. I'm going to say I'm split 50%, 50%, 50-50 coin flip, where Bitcoin can pump from here or dump from here. And I want to discuss both options because both could happen no matter what your bias, no matter what my bias, no matter what analysts say. It's if you're on the spot market and you're just investing, either sell and get out and never come back and never play this game again, or hold, hodl, and continue to buy. Right, those are your two options. That's how you play this. And do not sell if you're on a spot. I'm sitting here saying it can come to 40,000. So don't sell. Don't sell. That's just keep buying. Right, just keep buying and buying and buying. And I just almost picked my nose on camera. Here, I just want to let's just get into it. Okay, so here, right, this is where last cycle I got in to Bitcoin, right shortly before the parabolic pump, and right here is where I got washed out because Elon Musk on Twitter just said that Bitcoin's bad for the environment, and it just crashed, right? But this market was primed. Maybe it was going to come a little higher, but this market was already primed for that crash to happen. It just would have been something else, right? There just would have been some other story. And so keep that in mind. Like last cycle, just a bogus story could come out and the market could crash 20% because somebody said something. And we haven't really seen that yet this cycle. But what I can say is the volume is so low. Now look at this. Look at the price on top compared to the volume on bottom. This giant pump we've had starting in the summer of 23. Actually, basically the start of 2023, depending on how you want to look at it. But either way, even worse since the summer of 2023 when we've kind of went parabolic. Look at the volume down here. That's just minuscule. Look at that. Look how small that volume is. This is what I'm talking about. This could be a problem because if selling comes into this market, Bitcoin could fall like a rock. It could honestly drop, and it could drop hard, right? So one thing I know is sentiment, and like I said earlier, psychology, is when you see all the Bitcoin channels on YouTube starting hooting and hollering about the dumps over, and we just bounced off the support band, and we're going up from here, and it's parabolic punch just out, and you just look at I'm not talking about the videos themselves. I'm just talking about like the titles and the thumbnails. That's a psychological indicator. And when those get overwhelmingly happy and enthusiastic about Bitcoin pumping, that's generally where these giant crashes come from when they happen. And so I guess I'm just talking about psychology mainly here in this video, because that's kind of what this depends on. I'll go to my technical chart here in a second, but I just want to show you this. Anyways, I was talking about here when I got washed out. I was new to this subject, and I was still on the verge of having life changing money had I not got washed out right here in this big dump. And I was using 1.6 leverage thereabouts, and this went down far enough to liquidate me, and there was nothing I could do. But the reason was is because all the big channels on YouTube, right? The consensus. Let's get this whole thing back in. The consensus was that Bitcoin was going to go at this time. This was pumping up, right? We're just going to $1 million, 700,000, 330,000 is this cycle. That's what this cycle is going to. Whoops, I didn't mean to draw that. And I'm not making fun of anyone, but this deals with people's money, and people probably had their lives just crushed. So I'll go ahead and say what I want to say about the irresponsibility of YouTubers, and I'm seeing it right now, as a matter of fact. And this was going up here, right? This was. I mean, let me get $700,000 on this chart. I don't even know if I can do that. There's 425,000. Let's get 700,000, because that's kind of the median, between $1 million and 220. So this was supposed to go where I got washed out. They were saying this is where Bitcoin is supposed to go, up in this range up here, up 700,000. Let me put 330,000 is here. 220s like right in here. A million's up here. I can't even do a million because this chart will. Let's see. A million. Here's $1 million Bitcoin up here. And now look at the chart. Look where it's really at down here. 69,000 was the top, and that wasn't for another year, right? So my point is that get off of there. That's so annoying. I don't want to talk bad about people or what, but this is a subject where people are putting their money on the line, and that could really hurt a lot of people. So just keep that in mind. Where was that at? It was about $56,000. It was at about high 50,000s, just under 60,000 when that crash started, and it was just because of a tweet on Twitter. Keep that in mind, and keep that volume. I'm talking about the volume. Where's the volume? The volume? You saw the volume. I'm taking too long messing around here. The volume is extremely low, so what that says is, well, if people keep buying, a lot of buying comes in, well, yeah, the price can skyrocket. But that low volume, if something happens, something we don't know about, which is likely, that we haven't really seen that yet this cycle, that could come down, and Bitcoin could come down to the 53 to 50,000. It could also come down to this range here, from 40,000 to like 49. Yeah, I know, that would be scary. I want you to be prepared for either scenario. Now, this is a little different, but this just feels so similar, right? You're probably being told there's absolutely, basically no way. It's literally not possible for Bitcoin to go boom, right? You're basically being told that that's not going to happen. It's not possible. There's no way. And I'm here to say, yeah, that could happen, and that could happen rapidly. Yeah, that could happen. It could also happen slowly. There's like a 2-month gap here. I want to show you real quick. One of the mistakes that I myself made and other analysis has made is back here. This was the 2017 pump to 20,000 where my cursor's at. It came down it's like 4,000 area, and then there was a mid-cycle pump that went up to about from 4,000 to 14,000, and then it slowly drained back down to like 7,000. So the mid-cycle pump dropped about 50% from its high. Now this is the COVID dump, so I'm just going to take that big wick down out of there and act like it's not there. These two little vertical lines I have drawn in here is the halving cycle from 2020 in May, and then the one behind it is in an April, which is, because this is 3 years, 11-month cycle. And so there's like, what I'm going to say is basically this is not where we're at, right? People were saying we're here, right? And myself included. Originally, I was saying we're here in a circle at about 20,000, but we're going parabolic, but that's not right. We're not here. What this is here, what that is, we're right now where we're at. What this is, folks, is the mid-cycle pump ending. It's this. We've just came down from this. This just came up further this time, and it broke the all-time high, and now it's coming down like this. So basically, let's see, we're a month earlier than the last cycle, so that would put us June. We're basically right now, if we compare this to the last cycle, if you really gave it an honest comparison, we're like right here, right underneath that red line, the previous all-time high. Right, we're basically that was a little wrong, but we're basically right here, right now. And there's this 2-month period here where is it going to continue to dump, or is it just going to go kind of flat and up, or is it going to go up now? But there's like a 2-month gap, right? Because this mid-cycle pump went longer in time, right? And that's what threw me off at first, but that's what opens the door to a big dump. And so, okay, this last mid-cycle pump came down from like 14 to 7,000, about a 50% dump. And one thing I've noticed so far this cycle is that the corrections and the dumps are about half the size as last time. The quick, fast corrections, like last cycle, say about 40%. This cycle about 20%, give or take on both sides. So just say the volatility is down, say half. So that would say that, if this was the mid-cycle pump and we say volatility is down half. Now this is just speculation, but it's good speculation. It's educated speculation. Let's see where, say this is a 25% dump, whether it's an immediate or slow drain. Let me get the top one there. Get this there. Okay. 25% dump is 55,300. And we just came down close to that range. We're 23%. Okay, so maybe that is the bottom, and we are going up just from here. One thing that is different is last time this was a channel, and I like my channels. This was a channel that was kind of, this isn't going to be super accurate, but I just want to do this quick. This was a channel that was going up, right? Turn him, this red. That's a bearish channel, that whole thing, that top. Now this is different. I'm trying to make an unbiased video here. This is different this time around. I mean, there is similar feelings where we're at right now. So I just want to show this. This isn't going to be perfect or pretty, but I just want to show you, for example. Now this one needs to be, I need to turn this one green. Turn this guy green. And why do we turn it green? Because that's a bullish channel. So that's a difference. That's definitely a big difference, right? The probability was higher that this would break down on the red bearish one, and the probability that this breaks up is higher on the green bullish one. And I do think over time, I mean, I'm basically 100% sure that over time, the big pump comes from this channel. But the question is, we've got a 2-month span that's kind of unknown, right? So that's like July right there. And so does Bitcoin come and come back down? This could very easily happen. Maybe it's a slow drain, and July, the bottom of that channel is 47,000, right? Which would bounce off the top of this range down here. Right, I got my magnet on. Right, so that would be a level of support to watch there at about the high 40,000s. The price starts closer to 49, but you got my point, right? And then there's this little previous range here at 50,000. The top of it is at 53,000. Now I'm gonna go over to my chart here in a second and show you what I'm doing. So basically, that's it. There's basically two levels there: 53 and 49,000 support. Like you call it 53 to 50, 53 to 48, 47. What's going to happen in the next 2 months before this does pump, right? I do believe, no matter how you look at this, that is a bull flag continuation pattern. Because even though that was probably the mid-cycle pump that would just ended, that would still put us a lot later. Like I said earlier, we're right about, in the grand scheme of things, let's scrunch this down a little, turn my magnet off. In the grand scheme of things, folks, Bitcoin is like I said earlier. Let's see, about right here, and in time. Let's just make it a vertical line. In time, Bitcoin's about right here, and so let's see, 1, 2, 3 months. This started pumping, and basically in September, but it really got going in October and October, November. So move that forward a month, move it another month forward because of hype and social media. So you're talking about August, probably late July, August, September, when this true post halving pump begins. That's the good news, right? I don't think we've even seen the beginning of the post halving pump. Right? I think that this was just the mid cycle pump that broke the high and messed with people's heads, and that's the point. This has a couple months where it could still easily come down. Let's go over to my chart, my real chart, my kaleidoscope, while I'm waiting for my screen recorder to catch up. This is Benjamin Cowan, a video he made today, and he has this bull market support band. Now up here on the right, he's showing on the site he's using to do this analysis. There's a wick that came down and bounced off the bull market band. Now on Femex, where I'm at, we didn't hit the bull market support band yet. It came $900 above it. So it'll be a little different from site to site. But what I want to show you here, I really like Benjamin Cowan. Shout out to this fellow. I really like him. He gives good, sound, stable-minded advice, and he basically deals with the facts. And I just want to show you on his chart here, back here, this is 2019 where my cursor's at, and here's the mid-cycle pump right here where my cursor's at. Came up to about 14,000 or so, and so right now we're all talking about Bitcoin just came down right where my cursor's at on the right, and it just tested the bull market band. But see, this is not the post-halving pump. This is likely just the mid-cycle pump. It's going to be real interesting in the coming months to see what happens. And so lots of people are comparing it to being right here, right? Like we're here now, and it kind of came down close to it, and then but this is the last previous post cycle pump, and it came down and it wicked off the bull market band, kind of like it just did now, and then it goes up. This is the weekly chart. It goes up above it for a couple of weeks, and then look at this big red candle. Right, it comes back down towards the bull market band again, and boom, it comes all the way down to like $8,000, 14 to 8. And he's actually got wicks. Now this is the COVID dump, this giant one here. So that just don't even pay attention to that. This one here, that's the COVID dump. That probably never happens in real life, and without that black swan event, it probably just goes sideways across this. So I just ignore that, because we're comparing it to right now where we're at. But it tested that bull market band, and this is the mid-cycle pump, right? It's not the post-halving pump, I believe, and that's a big distinction to make, because look what happens here. Boom! It actually comes down below it for a month, and it comes and then tries to do it, and it's rejected and comes down, and for another 2 months it's below it. Now, in time, where we're at now in price, we're like where my cursor's at, right? This mid-cycle pump came up here like this, and it's coming down to like right here. So we're right about here right now where this cursor's at, and we've got about this 2 to 3 month gap before we hit where the post-halving pump last cycle started, right? And so even if it starts 2 months before then, say July, we've still got May and June to deal with what's going to happen for the next 2 months, right? What's going to happen? And if you don't think that this can't come down to into the 40,000s, you live in a la land. I don't care what anyone says, because the mid-cycle pump, right? We're not here yet. We're here, and it's coming down, right? And I just want to show you that this could come down underneath the bull market band, right? Because I know for a fact that YouTube channels all over the place are talking about the bull market band and how it just bounced off of there. And here's how I'm playing it. I'm in a swing trade. I'm short and I'm long. For those of you that watch my videos, you already know that. For you, those of you brand new that are still watching, I'm in a short and a long. See, here's the bull market band on my channel, on my Femex, where I'm looking. That's this green and orange line down here. The top of that, where I'm at here, has come up quite a bit just recently. It's now at 55,600, and the last wick missed it by about 900. This top moving average here is the 8-week moving average. And I was talking about, just real quick to people that watch my videos, I was talking about how this is confluence with my channel and my parallel bull channel here. And I was talking about how when the price goes down, this back here I was talking about, and it'll come down, it'll start following my channel down like this when price drops. Now prices come up, so now it'll move up a little. But I just want to show you that. I just want to zoom in on that. Look what that line indeed did. It's basically just followed the top of that resistance line on the channel down. Let's see that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's how much confluence there is with my little geometric shapes and the moving average indicators, right? And a lot of these horizontal lines on here are going to match up with Fibonacci. And you don't see me using Fibonacci and moving averages a lot. The reason I don't like moving averages is because they just tell you about the past. They really have no bearing on what's going to happen in the future at all. Keep that in mind. So that bull market band down there, it's just talking about what's happened in the past. It has absolutely nothing to do with what happens tomorrow. That's just fact. Now, the Fibonacci is a little different case. You can kind of look into the future a little with the Fibonacci's. But all moving averages are lagging indicators. Right? This is what they are. They tell you what's already happened. And that's how they should be used. But the bull market support band is definitely a good one. If you're going to use moving averages, that's a good one to be watching. Get all my trades and stuff off of there. I am in a long and a short, and I don't want to start explaining that right now, how I'm doing that. But I'm prepared for Bitcoin to pump up out of here to 80,000, and I'm prepared for Bitcoin to crash down here into the 40,000s. And that's my analysis for you today. Right? This is my unbiased analysis, because this is a big, powerful bull flag continuation pattern. It's just a matter of when it pops up. Right? So don't be mistaken with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what we just experienced was likely just the mid-cycle pump. And I don't even know if a lot of the big channels have caught on to that yet. They probably have by now. But that would indicate that this could still come down a little bit. And, 53,000 is probably a good support line to 50,000. But, this could come below that bull support band for sure. And, I'm 50-50 Bitcoin to 80,000, Bitcoin to 50,000. I'm kind of 50-50 split on which happens first. 53,000, but let's just say I'm 50-50 split on Bitcoin having a pump or a big dump, big pump or big dump, regardless of where the two. And there is a chance, folks, that Bitcoin comes down to 40,000. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's what any unbiased analysis would say, because we're not in the post-halving pump yet. That's still coming. It's still off to the right, and volume is extremely low. So that's the thing about news and Bitcoin, right? Like I just got done talking about an Elon Musk tweet on Twitter. Now it's called X. Before he owned Twitter, that's how powerful stuff can be in this market. Who knows? There's probably 10,000 stories, right, out there that could happen with Bitcoin right now. Whether there's whether it's FUD or something real, it's just something could trigger. Right? Easily trigger, because there's probably tons of leverage in long positions right now. Lots of people stuck in longs. It could be a long squeeze. Something triggers. Just any kind of event in the news or any kind of FUD or anything. If it just triggers a long squeeze, that could turn into a cascading long squeeze, and people start shorting, and I'm just trying to tell you that it could come down to 40,000. I don't think it is, but it could, right? And that's what I'm prepared for, and that's what you should be prepared for. Be prepared for it to go to 80, and be prepared for it to go to 40, because those could both happen. Now, if you're on a spot market, if you're just investing on a spot market, if you're not using leverage, just keep buying. If it starts crashing, do not sell. Right, the move here would be to just keep buying and buying and buying and buying, and when it comes lower, you're just jumping for joy, because you're just going to keep buying and buying and buying, because eventually this is going to pop up, and it's going to pop up hard with a lot of momentum and steam, and it could be sitting at 80, 90, 100,000, just catch you off guard. That's what's going to eventually probably happen. So if you're on the spot market and you're just investing, either sell and get out and never come back and never play this game again, or hold, hodl, and continue to buy. Right, those are your two options. That's how you play this. And do not sell if you're on a spot. I'm sitting here saying it can come to 40,000. So don't sell. Don't sell. That's just keep buying. Right, just keep buying and buying and buying. And I just almost picked my nose on camera. So lots of times, I talk about swing trades, I talk about day trading, and I turn around and talk about, lots of people are just investing on a spot market, and that's actually the good way to do it, safe way to do it if you're new. And if you're new and you bought at 70,000 on the spot market and you're freaking out, this because this could dump down to 50,000 really quick. And if it does, don't freak out, buy. If you're just on a spot market, and you're taking, you just watch it come from 70,000 to 50,000, and you're like, what am I doing? Don't sell. That's like buy. Your only move is to buy. Continue to buy and buy and buy and buy on the spot market. All right. Even if it comes down to 30,000, your move is to buy. Just keep buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. If you're dollar cost averaging, just keep buying. Do not sell. That's how you play this game. That's the only way to play this game. That's your only move on the spot market. I don't say that enough in my videos. If you're just investing on the spot market, like if you're over on Robinhood buying such and such amount every day or every week or whatever out of your paycheck, continue to keep buying. Do not sell. Do not sell your Bitcoin. That's how you play this game. If you want to sell your Bitcoin, sell and never come back. That's one move. The only other move is at this point in time is just to keep buying. And I just want to reinforce that to any investors that are still watching that might be freaked out with me saying, this could dump down to 40,000. It could. It honestly could. Any analyst that says it can't, you should probably wonder why you're watching them. Because I've been in this and I've seen enough to know that, yes, indeed, it could dump to 40,000. It could be a quick wick down there, and jump back up to, 50,000 right away. But that's it. The volume's a problem. The volume's a problem. If something bad happens, if some story comes in, if something happens, and there's a multitude of things that could happen, and That's how I got washed out last cycle. I would be in a different financial realm right now had I not got washed out last cycle. And that was by an event kind of like where we're at now, when everyone's saying, glorious times coming. Oh, it's going way up, way up. Ha, boom. That's exactly when these things dump this market. That's exactly when this market crashes. And then in 24, 48 hours, those same channels are talking about how amazing it is to buy now. Right. And they were just telling people to buy way up here, and they just got their asses handed to them. So, but anyways, yeah, there's lots of different ways. Spot market investing, just continue to buy. If you're using leverage, if you're stuck in a long, you can decrease your amount of leverage you're using. Like if you have $1,000 in a long, excuse me, it 10,000. If you have $1,000 long open, 10x leverage, and you're stuck in it, you can take another $1,000. Lots of people don't know, and you can move your leverage down close to about 5x, and it'll drop your liquidation way down. You could even put in $2,000 and drop your leverage down to like two to 3x, and your liquidation price goes way down. That's one way you could do it. And another way is just to protect. Put in set trades that'll trigger down at your liquidation line to protect that. And how I'm doing my long and short at the same time is I keep plenty of dry powder, and I'm protecting the liquidation on each. And of course, when you're longing and shorting, those naturally protect each other, right? And I don't want to get into talking about that, but I'm protecting my long with a short, and I'm protecting my short with a long. And it doesn't make sense, and it might only make sense in the Bitcoin market. Like I wouldn't want to do that on a company on a stock market, because it could just keep going up and up and up, right? Or down and down and down. But Bitcoin goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and so I'll have plenty of opportunity to take profit on each one, and that's what I've been doing with it, and it's working good. And so yeah. Anyways, protect yourself is my advice. However you want to protect yourself, be prepared for Bitcoin to go to 80. Be prepared for Bitcoin to go to 40, because both of those, whether you want to believe it or if you're being told or not that it can't happen or it can happen, it can happen. And that's it. I just want to keep reinforcing that to you, but that's it. All right, later. Bye. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and do all that social media stuff. Appreciate you. Later.